Okay, so this is Iona, who trained with Katy on the permanent makeup startup course just under a year ago?
Yes, March
last year.
18th, 19th, something like that last year, yeah.
Excellent. So you've been doing it for a year or so, and you actually, if I remember correctly, you've got your own salon, and I remember you saying that you chose to train in permanent makeup because I think you had a client that had it done, and you thought, I think I might be able to do better than that.
Yes, exactly.
I was right.
It might be slightly arrogant to think that, but yes, I didn't realise that she'd had it done permanently. I thought she attempted to do it herself, and then thought, okay. Sure
there's an opportunity here
yes.
for a good technician in the area. Excellent. So obviously, going back a year, you've obviously been doing your models and case studies and things like that. How does it sort of fit in with your sort of everyday salon life? Because I know you're busy working with treatments and clients and other things as well.
Yeah, so I do, generally I do a half day on a Monday, but a lot of my clients actually think that Mondays is off. So most of my permanent makeup treatments I've been booking in on a Monday, and then that takes up most of the afternoon, and I can prep for it, and that's worked out quite nicely. But yeah, for the most part it's been working. In the summer it was tricky because I get so busy, everybody wants their nails and waxing done. Yeah. So trying to squeeze people in was really tricky because, pretty much every hour was taken up doing
that's the problem.
Holiday prep, basically.
Exactly.
But yeah, we got there eventually.
Excellent. And I suppose you've got the same predicament a lot of salon owners that we train have, is they're so busy doing other things, and especially if you haven't got employees to pass off the lower jobs to, you've got to sort of do with everything at once. And have you found that, because I know now you're looking at putting prices up and things like that, so what's the sort of next step for you, do you think?
So, I mean, I'm due to put my prices up anyway, but what I will probably do is put them up slightly higher than I would otherwise have done, and I'm aware that will create a gap because...
Yeah, you mean for your other treatments, so the lower end treatments?
Precisely, yeah, for the waxing and the nails and things like that. There's certain things that I'd want to do less of anyway, because I just don't enjoy them as much. Yeah. So I might put those ones up slightly higher and lose some of those clients, and hopefully that will then start to make more space that I can then fill and start to push forward the permanent makeup side of things.
And actually on that side of things, how much per hour does the permanent makeup, with your prices, like your current permanent makeup prices and your normal treatment prices, permanent makeup has just been voted the #1 sort of most profitable treatment in the whole beauty industry recently, if you're aware of that. How with your actual prices, is it sort of a big difference, I suppose?
Massive difference.
It is.
So I worked out that basically for one permanent makeup treatment, if I charge it at $250, which seems to be about the going rate in my area at the moment, that's probably around 2 days average work. Yeah. 1.5 days of good work, but then I'm literally busy back to back. I'm knackered, and
that's it. So if you're doing 2 days, so basically if you do 2 permanent makeup treatments in an afternoon, that's effectively the same as 4 full days work doing everything else.
Almost a week.
Week's wages. So you can see what the future's like. And actually the average treatment is over £400 on a national average, so once you get up to those levels as well, it will be obviously even better. Yeah. So excellent. And how have you found the treatments have gone then, like with your brows and lips? I know, Kate, you've been chatting because you come back for your assessment day today. Yeah. How have you sort of been finding doing the lips and the brows and things over the last few months?
So it was absolutely terrifying at first, and I had to put a very brave face on, especially the first client was a friend of mine, and she'd had laser hair removal, she'd had laser eye treatment, so she was a fantastic first client because she was so relaxed. She was like, I'm in for a penny, in for a pound, I throw myself into all sorts of crazy stuff, and she was really good. And but my second client was my brother's girlfriend.
Oh, right, okay.
I have to see her on a regular basis, and she was telling me how nervous she was, and so that made me nervous, although I have quite a good poker face, so I was able to hide quite well and just be like, it'll be fine, and actually thinking...
and how did that one go?
Yeah, Katy told me that the first couple would be too light, and that's absolutely what happened, because I was nervous. Also, she was nervous because she didn't know what to expect, and she already felt a bit nervous with the colour.
So you always underplay it a little bit.
Definitely, yeah. So I ended up having to do a third treatment for her because even after the top up, it was still too light, particularly on one side.
And I think sometimes you just got to build the trust up with the client that it does fade that much, so that when they have it, they then realise when they come back for the top up, you can afford to go darker.
I think and for myself as well to believe it, because I'm learning about it and seeing it for yourself. Because the one thing I was saying to Katy earlier, it's great doing the training and you get to work on the models and stuff, but you don't get to see how your work looks.
Unless Katy sends the pictures through and you ask for them.
Exactly, but you know, the amount of people Katy sees, and then remembering which clients you came in and who had what, you know, it's going to be tricky.
And effectively that's what the case studies are for anyway, isn't it? To see that progress and treatment. And luckily
so trying to trust it yourself, you know, you've been told that this is what happens and you're telling other people that that's what happens, but you've never actually witnessed it, so you're kind of like...
And have you found that what Katy has said has happened generally, you know, when it comes to that?
There's been one or two. I mean, she did say also that people heal differently. There was one where it didn't fade as much as I was expecting it to, but almost everybody else has faded significantly, and I've had to you know, add quite a bit of colour in their top-ups.
Do a needle depth and all that, and pressure and that as well, isn't it? So
and choice of colour, and again with the colour choices I've been erring on the lighter side, the lighter shades to kind of play it safe. And then I've been starting to delve into the slightly darker browns, and once I feel a bit braver, and but certainly Katy says that she can see, and I agree, that as you go through my work, through the months and everything, you can see quite big improvements.
It just goes to show the more you do, the better you get at it, isn't it, really?
Yeah. You'd like to think that happens, otherwise I'm probably in the wrong vocation.
And then obviously going forward, you now want to push maybe more permanent makeup into the salon with the clients and reduce the other treatments. So you even say maybe even get your other half to sort of help out a little bit with that.
I mean, he is looking to start to look for alternative work, because the stuff he's doing is very gruelling. So if it got to the point, I mean, he jokes quite a bit and says, when can I retire? But you know, there's possibly a slight hint of truth in that, because he does work really hard and it's very taxing on him. So if I could get him to do interviews, he's naturally
testimonials, customer testimonials.
Exactly, So to record people like you're doing with me. And also he's just very evangelical about stuff. When he feels strongly about something and he can see the results, you know, we'll be sat in a pub with friends and he'll start saying, oh, Iona does permanent makeup. You should see her eyebrows, they're amazing. And I'm just like, oh, thanks, babe, that's nice. But, so if...
And he's seen, I suppose, you struggle with fitting in all the other treatments, yet permanent makeup is making like 5-10 times as much as the other treatments. So there's an opportunity there, isn't there? So
if it did get to the point where I was making a big name for myself, and I think there is a gap in the market in our area for more natural looking treatments. Everybody's doing very heavy square
eyebrows. More fashion sort of brows.
Yeah, exactly. And there's, you know, some people want that, but a lot of people, the people in Deal, there's a lot of middle-aged to older people in Deal, they don't want that look. So I'm hoping to tap into that market and create a much more natural version of it. So if it takes off like I hope it will, then I may need some help with all the
organising
extra
stuff.
the extra stuff, so that I can just concentrate on doing the actual tattooing stuff.
Excellent.
That would be my...
We could obviously train him up in waxing and tinting and nails, and he could take over the low-end treatment. Maybe not. Excellent.
Yes, well...
We'll see about that one.
We'll see about that.
Watch this space. Brilliant. Well, good to see you, Iona, and we'll look forward to catching up with you, I'm sure, in the future once you're rampant with permanent makeup.
I probably will come back for some other training things.
Excellent. Brilliant. Nice to see you again. Take care.